At Tzuji's free clinic site at the OECC company, Haitian American nurse Bettina Ternier is wearing the Tima uniform. Although the only shelter here is a tent, Ternier says she can handle the heat.
I'm okay with it because I was born in a tropical country, so I'm fine with it. And we sort of have a good setting here. You know, the weather haven't been too hot, too humid. You know, for me, it's okay.
Another volunteer who was born in Haiti and emigrated to the United States is Dr. Dimitri Francois. When he heard Tzuji was recruiting medics for Haiti, he signed up immediately. Both Ternier and Francois are colleagues of Tima doctor Yao Fan Sheng.
That he wanted to go to Haiti if I want to join him. I said, yeah, definitely. So he paid me on Saturday, and on Monday I bought my ticket, and here I am. Yeah.
A surgeon in Haiti, Francois switched to psychiatry after going to the US. Armed with both skills, he's doing his best to treat his fellow Haitians in the quake-torn country. But the task is daunting.
Because at times I felt overwhelmed. Like, can I really help those people? What can I do for them really? So it's a mix of overwhelming feeling and also a mix of doing something good. So it's really it's a weird feeling. That's all I can say.
These Haitian American volunteers are like everyone else on the Tzuji team, who paid their own way to be here.
As well as treating patients here, we also have to recruit some Haitian doctors and local doctors in order to carry out our mid- and long-term plans.
Having made it to the United States, Ternier and Francois have achieved more than most of their fellow Haitians, but they have not forgotten their roots. The pair say they are happy to serve their country in its hour of need.
On the weekend, the Tzuji recovery team in Haiti went to visit the President, René Préval, to brief the head of state on Tzuji's mid- and long-term contributions to rebuilding the country. Meanwhile, volunteers have been busy distributing emergency aid near the epicenter of the quake in Leogane City, about 30 kilometers west of Port-au-Prince. On Friday, March 5th, 23 Tzuji and 60 local volunteers handed out blankets, waterproof sheets, and food to nearly 2,000 households. The distribution was held at a soccer stadium, which posed a problem for the 29 Canadian UN peacekeepers there to maintain order in the beginning. Fortunately, everything went smoothly in the end.
From the moment the aid truck drove into the distribution site, the Tzuji volunteers knew this would be a difficult mission.
Go ahead.
Because this distribution site is a soccer stadium, which is an open field, the Canadian peacekeepers responsible for security have put up barbed wire to keep it going smoothly.
The barbed wire is not here to keep people out.
We kept telling them they can only come in with a distribution voucher. Without a voucher, they can't get aid today. They will have to wait until next time.
Behind the barriers, tent camp residents who were not scheduled to receive aid this time are comforted by local volunteers. Disaster victims clasp aid vouchers stamped by the Leogane city government in their hands, but volunteers are quick to spot when something is wrong.
Her voucher was snatched away. Now we're negotiating the situation.
After confirming her story, the volunteers tell the woman she can receive aid. The look of relief on her face says it all. Tzuji has prepared blankets and tarpaulin sheets for each family, as well as buckets of food.
It's flour and corn powder, 15 pounds of corn powder, 5 pounds of flour. The workers at Mr. Liu's factory helped us pack them. It took them 2 days to pack up our truck with all the supplies.
What the volunteers most want to tell the disaster victims is that they are not alone.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. Merci beaucoup.
The atmosphere of compassion at the distribution site makes the Canadian peacekeepers' job easy. And that same compassion helps calm the tension that was in the air at the start of the distribution. The aid distribution team is joined by a new recruit. The Food for Work team captain, Jean Dennis, is wearing the Tzu blue and white uniform for the first time today. These 4 volunteers from the Dominican Republic have been running the Tzu Coordination Center in their country since the quake, handling aid distribution backup work.
Thank you.
Now that Zhang Shuling is volunteering on the front line, she says she is impressed by the organization.
I think our efficiency is very good, and today is the easiest distribution I've experienced. I just had to bow and say thank you. It's easy, so I feel a bit ashamed.
Where else would you see the smiles of recipients picking up aid, matched only by the smiles of the volunteers handing out the supplies? The Tzu volunteers sincerely hope that every family will receive the relief it needs to help them get through their hour of need.
Tzu's distributions in Haiti have been made possible thanks to the joint efforts of volunteers all over the world. This weekend, Tzu's USA headquarters in San Dimas, California, was bustling with activity. Volunteers prepared a container of relief supplies, including tarpaulins, sleeping mats, thermal blankets, food, and daily necessities. The shipment is scheduled to arrive in Haiti in 3 weeks.
The sun has barely risen over the horizon, and 22 Tzu volunteers are already at Tzu's USA headquarters, energized to fully load up a container with relief supplies. Volunteers work in harmony, passing the boxes from one person to another.
Move the heavier ones last. Hold the boxes like this. Of course, we can rotate shifts. Let's see. Once the packages are ready, we can wheel them over to the cargo bin. That way, we will save manpower.
Inside the boxes are tarpaulins, sleeping mats, blankets, rice, cooking oil, flour, soap, and pots and pans. The aid departed Monday afternoon and is scheduled to arrive in Haiti in 3 weeks.